Ever wonder what your flight attendant is really thinking when they smile and say, "Welcome aboard"? What if I told you that behind those professional grins, there's an entire world of judgment, secrets, and honest thoughts that passengers never hear? Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the aviation industry's biggest secret: what flight attendants actually think about you. From the moment you step on that plane to the second you walk off, they're watching, analyzing, and yes, talking about you. I've spoken with dozens of current and former flight attendants, and trust me, some of these revelations will shock you. We're talking about passenger types they secretly love, the ones they absolutely can't stand, and the behaviors that make them want to quit their jobs on the spot. Airlines spend millions training crew members to be polite and professional, but what they're really thinking, that's never been revealed. Until now. Hit subscribe because this inside information is pure gold, and let's dive into the unfiltered truth about what flight attendants really think about passengers. Secret 1, the pre-boarding assessment. Picture this. You're walking down the jet bridge, excited about your trip, thinking nobody's paying attention. Wrong. Flight attendants are already profiling you before you even show your boarding pass. Here's what they don't tell you. They're trained to spot potential troublemakers within seconds. Bloodshot eyes, you're getting watched for intoxication, sweating excessively. They're wondering if you're nervous about something illegal. Arguing with your travel companion, you're already flagged as a potential disruptor. But here's the insider truth. They're also looking for their favorites. Passengers who make eye contact and smile, congratulations, you just earned yourself better service. Families with calm, well-behaved kids, you're getting extra attention and help. The assessment happens in the first 10 seconds, and it determines everything, from how quickly they respond to your call button to whether you get that extra bag of peanuts. First impressions aren't just important in business meetings, they're everything at 35,000 feet. Secret 2, the bathroom horror stories. Let me paint you a picture of what flight attendants call lavatory nightmares. You think airplane bathrooms are bad from a passenger perspective? Try cleaning them at the end of a long flight. Here's what they're really thinking when you emerge from that bathroom. Did you wash your hands? Because statistically, 40% of passengers don't. They know this because they're the ones restocking soap dispensers and paper towels, and the math doesn't add up. But the real horror, what they find left behind. Dirty diapers shoved behind toilets, vomit that wasn't cleaned up, and things so disgusting that veteran flight attendants have quit over bathroom incidents. One attendant told me they once found someone's underwear stuffed in the toilet paper dispenser. Their honest thoughts? If you leave a mess, you're automatically their least favorite passenger of the day. Clean up after yourself, and you'll earn their eternal gratitude. It's literally the difference between being treated like royalty or being completely ignored for the rest of the flight. Secret 3, the carry-on rage. Nothing triggers flight attendants more than passengers who refuse to follow carry-on rules. Here's their unfiltered thoughts. When you show up with a bag that clearly doesn't fit, you're not being clever, you're being selfish. They're thinking about the domino effect you're creating. Your oversized bag means someone else's properly sized bag won't fit. Your "I'll just squeeze it in" attitude means they'll spend 20 extra minutes rearranging the entire overhead bin. And that attitude you cop when they ask you to gate check it, they're internally rolling their eyes so hard they might strain something. But here's what they secretly appreciate. Passengers who pack smart, follow the rules, and don't make their job harder. One attendant confessed that she goes out of her way to help passengers who clearly made an effort to pack correctly. The truth is, they're not trying to ruin your day with bag restrictions. They're trying to get everyone seated so the flight can leave on time. And your cooperation makes their job infinitely easier. Secret 4, the service bell judgment. That little call button above your head? Flight attendants have strong opinions about how you use it. Press it once for something reasonable? No problem. Press it 3 times in an hour for water, peanuts, and to ask what time you're landing? You're officially that passenger. Here's their honest take. They can tell the difference between genuine needs and demanding behavior within seconds. Medical emergencies, spilled drinks, or legitimate comfort issues, they'll rush to help. But if you're calling them because you're bored or want to chat, they're internally sighing and questioning their career choices. The passengers they secretly love, those who say please and thank you, who wait until they're passing by to ask for something small, and who understand that they're managing 200+ passengers, not just you. If you treat them like humans doing a difficult job instead of personal servants, you'll get service that goes above and beyond anything you imagined. Secret 5, the upgrade game. Think upgrades are random? Flight attendants know exactly who gets moved to first class, and it's not who you think. Airlines have official policies, but crew members have unofficial influence over who gets treated like VIP. Here's what they're really thinking during the upgrade process. Frequent flyers with status get priority, but attitude breaks ties. They've seen entitled passengers with platinum status get passed over for polite economy passengers who treat everyone with respect. One flight attendant revealed the upgrade secret sauce: passengers who help others, who don't complain about delays, and who acknowledge the crew as human beings. These are the people who mysteriously find themselves with available premium seats. But the passengers they'll never upgrade? Those who are rude to gate agents, who push past other passengers, or who treat the crew like servants. Your behavior is being noted from the moment you enter the airport, and word travels fast between airline employees. The bottom line, your character determines your comfort level more than your credit card ever will. Secret 6, the medical emergency reality. Medical emergencies happen more often than passengers realize, and flight attendants have strong feelings about how people respond. Here's their unfiltered truth. They're trained in basic first aid, but they're not doctors. And some passengers' expectations are completely unrealistic. When someone has a medical issue, flight attendants are thinking several things at once. Is this real or attention-seeking? Do we need to divert the flight? How are other passengers going to react? They've seen everything from genuine heart attacks to fake seizures designed to get attention or free drinks. But here's what they secretly admire: passengers who step up to help, who move out of the way without being asked, who offer genuine assistance without being medical professionals themselves. These passengers restore their faith in humanity. The ones they can't stand: passengers who film medical emergencies for social media, who complain about delays caused by someone's health crisis, or who fake symptoms for sympathy or special treatment. They can spot manipulative behavior from a mile away, and they never forget it. Secret 7, the food service honesty. Let's talk about meal service, because flight attendants have thoughts about your food expectations. Here's their brutal honesty. Airplane food isn't restaurant quality, and they know it. But when passengers complain, like they expected a 5-star dining experience at 30,000 feet, crew members are internally laughing. They're thinking about logistics you never consider. Meals prepared hours in advance, reheated in tiny ovens, served to hundreds of people in a metal tube flying through the sky. Your complaints about temperature or flavor aren't changing the fundamental reality of airline catering. But passengers they respect? Those who understand the limitations and express gratitude for being fed during travel. One attendant said her favorite passengers are those who say thank you for meal service, recognizing that serving 200 meals in turbulence while smiling is actually pretty challenging. Their advice: adjust your expectations, and you'll actually enjoy the experience more. Secret 8, the turbulence truth. When turbulence hits, flight attendants are watching passenger reactions like hawks, and they have strong opinions about how you handle rough air. Here's their honest assessment: scared passengers who follow instructions earn respect. Passengers who panic and ignore safety directions become problems. They're thinking about your safety while managing their own fear. Yes, flight attendants get scared during severe turbulence, but they're trained to hide it while keeping you calm. When you see them continue service during mild chop, they're sending a message: this is normal, don't panic. But the passengers who drive them crazy, those who refuse to stay seated during fasten seatbelt announcements, who make jokes about crashing, or who demand service during rough air, they're not being overcautious. They're trying to prevent injuries. They're secret. When flight attendants sit down and buckle up, that's your cue to take turbulence seriously. They know when it's truly dangerous, and their behavior is your best indicator. Secret 9, the departure delays. Flight delays bring out the worst in passengers, and flight attendants have front row seats to the drama. Here's their unvarnished truth. They're often as frustrated as you are, but they're not the decision makers, and your anger is misdirected. When delays happen, they're thinking about logistics you never see: crew rest requirements, mechanical issues, weather patterns, air traffic control, slot times. The gate agent and flight crew are messengers, not the cause of your problems, but passengers they secretly admire during delays, those who remain calm, who understand that safety comes before schedule, who don't take frustration out on airline employees. These passengers often receive special treatment, extra snacks, drinks, or even seat upgrades when flights finally board. The ones they avoid? Passengers who scream at gate agents, who demand explanations for things beyond anyone's control, who threaten lawsuits over weather delays. These passengers get bare minimum service and zero sympathy from crew members who see entitled behavior daily. Secret 10. The connection rush. Nothing reveals passenger character like tight connections, and flight attendants are taking mental notes about how you handle travel stress. Here's their honest observation. Desperate passengers do desperate things, and crew members see it all. When flights are delayed and passengers are panicking about connections, flight attendants are thinking about fairness and logistics. They can't make the plane fly faster, but they can control who gets help and who gets ignored. Passengers they'll go out of their way to assist, those who politely explain their situation, who ask for help without demanding special treatment, who understand that airline employees are people trying to solve problems within system constraints. But passengers who push, shove, lie about connection times, or demand the plane wait for them, they're getting zero help and maximum eye rolls. One attendant told me she's watched entitled passengers miss connections that she could have easily helped them make, simply because their attitude was so terrible. Your approach determines their response. There you have it. 10 brutal truths about what flight attendants really think about passengers. From bathroom behavior to upgrade decisions, your actions are being judged, cataloged, and remembered by the people responsible for your comfort and safety. The aviation industry has spent decades training crew members to smile and stay professional. But behind those practice grins are real people with real opinions about passenger behavior. They see the best and worst of humanity at 35,000 feet, and they never forget how you treat them. Which flight attendant secret shocked you most? Comment below and let me know about your worst passenger behavior you've witnessed. And if you're a flight attendant watching this, share your stories. The good, the bad, and the absolutely unbelievable. Safe travels, and remember, they're always watching.